So, Netflix released the entire first season of the new live-action One Piece. And honestly, it's way better than I expected. And that's coming from someone who was just making fun of live-action anime adaptations 2 weeks ago. Now, if you want to hear my full thoughts on live-action anime adaptations, you can watch that video. But in short, I don't like them. And I never thought that I would like one. Especially since Netflix is the master of making horrible adaptations like Death Note and Cowboy Bebop. But news broke of a live-action One Piece adaptation and everyone on the internet had the same reaction as I did. It was going to be dog shit. Then the trailer came out and I thought it looked pretty good, but I was still pretty skeptical. But then the full 8 episodes came out. I watched the entire series in one sitting and it was really good. Obviously, with every Netflix series or movie, there's always gotta be some kind of controversy. But I'm not here to talk about that, and it won't be affecting my thoughts on this series. And like I did with the Zom 100 adaptation, I also won't be comparing too much to the anime or manga because that would just be extremely unfair. So first, I want to talk about the negatives just to get it out of the way. This series, the cinematography is pretty good throughout the series, but sometimes they have these scenes where they have characters basically making out with the camera. Like, why are you so close? Another problem I have with this series is the way they use CGI or green screen. Now, it's impossible to make a One Piece live action without CGI, so I'm not surprised it has CGI. But I am pretty surprised that a majority of the sets, fights, and effects are actually practical. And for the most part, they use CGI pretty well. But it sometimes looks really goofy. Like, Luffy using his gum pistol is fine and all, but as soon as he starts blowing up into his little balloon form, it's just really funny. And if that looks goofy, then what does that mean when they have to adapt something like Gear 4 or Whitebeard? There are a couple of scenes like that, but it's again not that big of a deal. There's way worse CGI out there. And those are really all of my negatives. This transition looks pretty ass. Zoro's sword broke in half once. I'm really trying to find more negatives, but honestly, this series is just too good. Alright, time for the positives. So the story for non-One Piece fans is really easy to grasp. You have a pirate named Luffy, and you're off to see him become the king of the pirates. But he's gotta get to the Grand Line first. It's an easy summary, but it could fit with any pirate or just any random scenario and still make sense. A giant fishman wants to kill Luffy for his treasure map? Well, seems pretty legit to me. I already said it before, but I just love the fact that a majority of the scenes are done with practical effects. All of the ships were there on set, the costume designs were all done well, and the best part about the series was the fight scenes. Not all the fights are CGI messes, but instead amazingly choreographed. The score is really good, the cinematic shots work, well, sometimes. And the thing I think the live action does way better than the anime and manga is its pacing. In under 8 hours, they were able to adapt over 95 chapters of the manga and 68 episodes of the anime. They obviously had to cut out a couple of details and characters, but nothing that would greatly impact the overall story. Nothing felt like it was rushed, but it didn't feel like anything was dragging either. The greatest part of this series, the thing that carries the entire franchise as a whole, is the characters. These characters are beloved by millions of fans around the world, so if they get even one character wrong, you know there will be riots. So it's great to hear that everyone who was involved is not only passionate about the show, but also the legacy of these characters. The director, screenwriter, and definitely the actors all play a huge part in making the characters as great and accurate it could be. No one seemed out of place. It was like every actor was made for these roles. Even minor characters like Yaosup, Rox, and even Kobe and Helmeppo. Garp, Arlong, Zeph, and Buggy are also considered minor, but are still amazing actors and steal the show with their performances whenever they're on screen. Especially Buggy. Each of the Straw Hats is also perfectly adapted. I feel like if we got mainstream actors playing their roles, it would be a huge distraction. I can't imagine someone like Tom Holland or Finn Wolfhard playing Luffy. Everyone has captured the same spirit of their characters while adding their own takes on it too. Especially the actor who plays Luffy is perfect for the role. He looks just like him, but he also acts carefree and goofy while at times getting the seriousness down. They nail the emotions down so well. You feel every character interaction, whether it's trying to be funny and goofy or serious and dramatic. It always works and it never feels like it's forcing you to feel that way. This series is also really funny. Whether it's trying to be or not, it's just extreme. It just makes me laugh.
How's this? Still nummy.
I said I'm wearing black.
I hate you guys.
But overall, I think this live action series is amazing. I never thought a live action adaptation would capture the same emotion and heart as the manga or anime. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, live action anime adaptation not only from Netflix but probably of all time. And the world seems to agree with me, with 83% on Rotten Tomatoes and this series being the #1 most watched Netflix series worldwide. This series was a huge success. However, with the success of a One Piece live action, Netflix is starting to announce a bunch of other live action projects for animes like My Hero, Yu Yu Hakusho, Pokemon, Sword Art Online, and even another Death Note adaptation. While One Piece was a shocking success, I don't have any faith in these new adaptations. Hopefully I'm wrong and they turn out as good as this series, but I'll definitely be checking them out no matter what. And I'm also really excited for when this series gets a season 2. So what are your guys' thoughts on this live action series? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.